Hi y'all, it's Jamie from Dig It Homesteading, and welcome if you're new here. We appreciate you stopping by, and if you're not, thanks for coming back. Today might be my absolute worst garden tour ever, so this might be super quick because I haven't even been in my backyard the past week. We have had, at least the last week, it might be 2, I don't even know anymore, because we have had such gloomy weather, and if it's not just gloomy, it's raining so hard, and it's a swamp out there, and it's only just now bright outside and not so swampy that I can get out there and go make a to-do list. So I figured I'd bring you along while we go see what's happening back there, because I know it's going to be crazy. Y'all, it's rained so much, it's a matter of you can't even mow. It's been so bad. So we're fighting grass, we're struggling to keep up with things this year, and I'm sure my lack of getting out there and taking care of things as a gardener is going to hinder my harvest this year, but that's okay. We're still getting harvest, and any harvest is a good harvest in my book. So let's go check things out. We'll start up front because I have been up front and I have been harvesting my okra, but not as good as I should. So it's also been a couple of days since I've got that, so I'm sure I'll probably have some hard ones. I've got my basket in case I need to nippy nip some of that stuff, but let's get going. There are some lovely volunteer zinnias that just keep going, and this bed, y'all, had, I don't know, 8 inches of mulch at the beginning of the year, and it's just not gonna win the battle with the weeds because this creeping grass goes everywhere. But here I have 2 Roselle hibiscus, and they're probably 3 feet tall now, so that's awesome. At least we've had the heat, so my heat loving plants are thriving, but we have not had near enough sun. And the okra are doing amazing, and there is definitely a ton of okra in there. As big as that is, this one feels like it might be good still. This is Texas Longhorn okra, so it lets me be a little bit more of a lazy gardener and still get a big okra harvest. So I'm gonna go through and see what of that I can grab as well. That's how much okra I got out of that little bit area. And that's what they look like now. And make sure when you cut your okra, you cut the leaves below it as well. I don't know why we do that. Probably to do so it has air circulation and the sun can still get in. But my grandfather taught me that when I was little bitty, and that's just what I've always done. So not bad. All of this should still be good. Oh, this one might be a little hard. See how fat it's got compared to this, but you'll know when you slice your knife through it if it sounds crispy crunchy, then that one's no good. But I'll get these chopped up and put in the freezer. I like to go through and harvest all of it and chop it up and freeze it, that way we can cook with it throughout the year. This is some of our elderberry, and we have just got tons and tons and tons of elderberry growing. So I'm gonna have to get out here and harvest this, and definitely all this is on a slope, so this part of the front yard cannot be mowed. It has to be weed eated because it's just too soft. But I know there is a lot. Ooh, and the fire ants are real, y'all. Just been scattered all over the place, not able to find dry land, and tearing me up. Here is my gigantic banana trees. I don't think I've ever got them to grow so big. And that leaf at the top is probably almost 20 feet tall, so I'm super excited about that. If you were with me over the winter, I took some of that underlay that you put underneath laminate floor and I wrapped around it so they wouldn't die back too much, so that maybe we could get fruit. So we're still hoping to see a nice flower spike come out. All right, I think that's it for up front. Let's go out back. Definitely just, taking my sweet time getting things done. I still have plants over here that were put up and hidden from the hurricane. Even my plants that were on my plant stand out front still aren't back where they needed to be. And we had a little bit of wind damage from Hurricane Beryl, like a broken mosquito lamp, that's about it. And some of my plants were a little bit beat up, but we did pretty well through that, so I'm thankful for that. But now it's time to put those plants where they go. So I'm gonna have to put that on my list. I'll show you them. Can't even see them through this jungle. This area is one of the areas that we cleared, and it's gonna be a struggle to keep these weeds from taking over. Like there's a tree right there. So with not being able to mow, this is gonna be difficult. But I have a moringa tree there, plumeria, papaya, and my variegated lemon tree. I don't know if you could see it there, but the elephant ears don't care. They're just happy we've had so much rain, and I'm glad they're happy. But yeah, this area is definitely in need of another clearing before we have trees again. Passion flower vines have gone absolutely nuts, and I love seeing them. We haven't had any fruit yet, but they are just so stinking pretty. And like I said before in another video, I don't know if they're the ones that will fruit, but we sure have tried hand pollinating, so y'all let me know if it is or isn't, if you can tell by the flower, because I'm very, very new to growing passion flower vine. Definitely feels like a wild jungle. Let me show you. Right off my back porch. Look at the mud. I mean, this has been so muddy. It's been crazy. And we have filled in this yard, and we have put a French drain in it and tried to alleviate it from holding water. But we used to have a natural gas well across the street, so while they were pumping, I think it messed with my land, like they were pulling stuff out, and all this stuff over here just kind of went back to, you know, not so great. But the plumerias have been loving it. It looks like this one's getting a little sunburnt, so we're gonna have to think about moving them further that way. And this one's so big it's falling over. That, or it was some barrel damage, so we'll have to get that cut. And I just cut it and literally just stick it in dirt, and then it starts to root. Plumerias have been so easy. I think people tend to overcomplicate those, but they have bloomed so much. But it's only my white and yellow flowers. Hot mess. I still can't tell what this is because I haven't seen any fruit from it, and it's just about the same size, so who knows. And then I can't remember what this is. I know I've grown it the past couple of years. Burdock, maybe? I don't know. But I can't remember if I planted it here or if it's self-sown. But it's beautiful, and I will accept it. And this whole jungle of craziness, Lord help me, I've got some work to do here. We'll start at that bed. I did get around to planting anything, and I feel like all this rain and moving water has kind of undercut and taken more of my soil out of my beds this year than normal. I usually do have to add some mulch, but I feel like this is twice as much. But I'm thinking I might come out and just direct sow some zucchini out here, since this is a wasted space. And we have a few of these, which if you know what they are, tell me, because they're super tropical looking and I feel like I should know what they are. I don't think they're mimosa. They got mimosa vibes, but I don't really know. I know they're a weed, at least for this space they are. And then my green beans look horrible. This is what happens when your chickens peck them and you get pest damage and you ignore them. I mean, we still have some on there, but this is going to be possibly the worst harvest I think I've ever had, but that's okay. I do have marigolds in there. They seem to be doing okay. The spaghetti squash in there, I don't even see it anymore. Whatever, it's fine. And I have tomato, a determinate tomato in here that I never caged. I wanted to see what it would do, and it's definitely like sprawled out, which I'm okay with. And then here's another one, and it looks amazing except for this damage. And that, when you see that, the square poop, you want to go looking for this guy. He's a beast. And I don't know how he got past the chickens, because the chickens, y'all know, that's probably half of my problem, is I didn't want to fight the chickens and the weather this year. Plus I was busy, so you know what, it's okay to take some time off from your garden. It lets the soil rest a bit and lets you rest a bit. So this guy is going to be chicken food. Sorry if that offends you, but that's the natural circle of life. And this has a lot of flowers on it, but I haven't seen any tomatoes at all this year. But mind you, I was very late planting. Well, I wasn't late planting them. I was late planting the seedlings out, and my seedlings ended up being in more shade than they usually are because of the growth of my trees and my woods, and I didn't realize it until too late. So he's going to be a snack, and we'll continue in just a second. The cucumbers, and they were absolutely a beast this year. We have got tons and tons of cucumbers put out, and for the end of July to still have any cucumber plants, that's crazy. And my daughter has been harvesting the cucumbers after I was done pickling, and any of them that get like this, we just throw them to the chickens, because I believe we have enough cucumbers for at least most of the year. And I don't see any more, and I'm really thinking I'm gonna rip these out. All these come from this side. I'm gonna rip these out and plant some winged beans, because they should be able to tolerate our heat. Oh look, I didn't even know this survived, y'all. We have an eggplant in here. How awesome. We might get eggplant on accident. Show y'all that plants want to grow. I have been so neglectful. This plant is like almost 2 feet tall, and I had no idea. So when I half came out here, I ran right past it and did a couple things and ran right out. So even if you're neglectful, plants want to survive, and fruit, that's their whole job, is to grow up fruit to go on with the next generation. So let's see what else we have. I still haven't pulled this one out either. I really need to figure out what it is, and it has an assassin bug on it. A little orange bug. He's a good guy. And then this, I feel like it's African basil, but I can't remember. And I can't even see my tags. How do y'all get around that? How do you get around being able to find your tags when your plants are this big? Whatever kind of basil it is, it smells amazing. And then through here, we still have, this is not cucumber. I don't even know what this is. I hope this isn't that morning glory again. Y'all, is this morning glory? It's coming all the way from over here. I forget what their leaves look like. And I can't tell what this is either. This feels like it's my jicama, but I've never seen the leaves this color. So my seed pods are telling me it's time to harvest my jicama. So I'm gonna have to get in here and see where the heck they are, because it's a jungle in here. I think there's one here. That one feels rather small. But again, I haven't hardly fertilized this year. Let's see what we got in this one. That one feels a bit bigger. Not quite the size I grew last year, but I'm not going to be disappointed at any harvest I get, because I've been lazy. So this is a ton of basil. I wish I used basil more, because I can grow the heck out of basil, and I don't even care that it's flowering, because I just come through here and take handfuls of this stuff to give it to Sister's Bunny. She gets the majority of it. And then we have a bunch of peppers that have over ripened whilst I was being lazy. Look at that one. That one looks lovely. And I actually have some jalapenos, y'all. That's exciting. I don't know what y'all can see. I'll try to go around the other side. Look. Oh my goodness. Y'all, that's at the other end of my bed, and I've got cucumber here. We're going to take that in with us and use it. But look, peppers everywhere, and they're getting the stretch marks, so I might have created lava peppers, but that's okay. We'll still use them. I still have sweet potato vines starting from the sweet potatoes, but I have all mine planted out that I felt like doing this year. And I know I've topped some of these peppers, but some of them weren't ready to top, so they're looking a little less bushy than normal, but that's fine. Here is the red Malabar spinach, and it is absolutely living its best life around all my tomatoes. And I've barely gotten any tomatoes this year. The ones that were on there, ew, 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 leaf-footed bugs. If you see the little orange bugs all gathered up together on something, those are not assassin bugs, those are leaf-footed bugs, and they will tear up your plants. So I do see lots of flowers and a little bit of fruit. Y'all, it is so daggum hot out here. This camera overheated, so I went and stuck it in front of a vent so I could get back out here. It's barely even 10, and the camera can't even hack it. So let's finish where we are. I am still seeing lots of flowers and a little bit of fruit on these tomato plants, but I gave up keeping them upright, and I'm really surprised with all the rain we have that there's not as much damage, like disease damage to them as usual from water. But I think I need to come out here and stake these up, because these might make it through the next month and then be able to produce, which that's also a thing. You know, it's been rainy, we haven't had as much sun as normal, but if it's too hot and humid, that will make it where the flowers can't get pollinated as well. And sometimes it's just too hot for the seeds, for the fruit to set. So that might be my issue. I'm not really sure, but this is a good year to play around with it. Last year I know I just left them and they came back, so hopefully, fingers crossed, this year we'll do the same. Alright, these little things have been doing pretty good. There's a tomatillo in there, if you can see past all the grass over here. And here is a cherry tomato plant, which is fruiting, but very lanky looking. It definitely needs some fertilization. And my other tomatillo has survived and is fruiting here too, so maybe we'll get some. I definitely need to come fertilize this area. Look at this. This is so sad. Hilarious. One tiny stem. I have never seen such a pitiful tomato. But here, if you want to know what cherry tomatoes neglect looks like, that would be it. And then this one has came back from getting chewed down to almost nothing. It's looking pretty great. Not mad at it. Same thing with this one. And this whole area has been ignored most of the summer anyway. And look at that. We have our butterfly plant, which I don't remember the technical name, but the butterflies love it. Has reseeded over here, which I love that it does that. I've told y'all about that. And my pineapple plant looks like it's liking it over here. I just need to weed that as well. And then my turmeric, y'all, we're gonna have a harvest of turmeric, and I did nothing. So I know pretty much for everybody by July, the garden is just crazy and chaos, and the battle with the weeds is pretty much getting lost. So I'm right there with you. So don't get discouraged. Just go out and make yourself a list. That's what I'm doing. Making myself a list. And then I'm going to find time to squeeze in all the little chores I need to do, and also start seeds. I need to start seeds pretty soon, if not now, for some of my fall stuff. I want to try broccoli. I've never tried broccoli. and we eat so much broccoli, it'd be a good idea to do that. Broccoli, maybe some dinosaur kale. Maybe I'll try the heading cabbage again. It didn't do so good last year. And I don't really know what else. I'll have to see what I got. But y'all make sure you hit subscribe and like to see if I can finally do better in my fall garden, because I haven't been out here doing anything in the summer, so I should have plenty of time now to focus on my fall garden. But anyway, y'all help us reach 1,000 subscribers. That is our goal right now, and I can't thank you all enough for being here, showing up, watching our videos, liking and commenting. We thank you so much. And until the next one, love you, bye-bye.